Mercer head coach Drew Cronic. Coach, the first question is, last season, one game away from making the FCS playoffs for the first time. What's been the message from the staff to your team about what it's going to take to make that next step?
I think it's just continue to put yourselves in the hunt, in position to do that. And I really am excited about where our football program is going into year 4. It's fun to come to work every day. We got a bunch of great kids who are bought into the way we do things. They're excited. I got a lot of kids back. But you still got to break through at some point. You got to go ahead and take the next step. We've been right there for 2 years on the last play of the last game of the season with a chance to win a game to get in the playoffs. And that's what we want to be. We want to be a playoff team, and year in and year out have a chance to do that. So, but sometimes you can focus so much on the end result that you don't get the end result. So we still talk about just every day going to work, every day believing in what we're doing, every day just earning the right to be good and taking it one day at a time, all the cliches, and just be the best we can be.
Quarterback Carter Peevy stepping in for Fred Payton. He started in the spring. Last season saw some limited action. Talk a little bit about his development and what your expectations are for him in 2023.
Well, it was an interesting situation because, when we first got to Mercer, we brought in Fred Payton as a transfer from Coastal, and he had played that fall during the COVID season, and we were playing a spring season. So he wasn't allowed to do that. So we kind of thought, well, he'll be our next guy. And Carter comes in as a true freshman that spring in the spring of 21 and ends up being the freshman of the year in the league. So Carter's a good football player. They competed, but ultimately the last 2 years, Fred ended up being a little bit ahead. But Carter's been with us for 3 years now. He understands what we're doing. He's a big kid that can run and do some things. He's different than Fred was, but he does a lot of good things. I think everybody's going to be pretty pleased with the way Carter plays. And he's been, in today's world, for him to stay with us, when everybody, most kids in that situation would have thought about the transfer portal. And Carter's been loyal. He stuck with it. He knew his time was coming. We were able to redshirt him this past year, so he's still got 3 years of eligibility. So it's kind of his time now, and I'm really excited about seeing him run this football team, run our offense, and I know he's excited and really comfortable. I think he's really comfortable, and his teammates believe in him, and so I think we'll all like Carter Peevy.
He has two of the best weapons in the country, in Ty James and Devron Harper. Talk a little bit about just how much easier it makes it for you as an offensive coach to have those two guys at wide receiver.
Well, they're established players, certainly, and they've been special. They were both very special last year, and they're a year older, obviously. And once again, kids that probably would have had opportunity. They've stuck with. That's the theme at our place. Our kids want to be there, and they've stuck with it, and they care about each other. And those are two kids that are a great example of that. They are close friends. They know that they make each other better. They compete in a healthy way, but they're good players. And so obviously you're trying to get them the ball. And so, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to have both those kids back, and they're certainly going to be a big part of what we're doing offensively.
Going from 2022 to 2023, on both sides of the ball, what's one thing that you wanted to improve on going into this next season?
Well, I felt like, I've always wanted, every program I've ever been in, I want our identity of our program to start with our offensive line, okay? And just if you can run the football when everybody knows you're going to run it, and then I think that makes you tougher against the run defensively because that's the culture of your program. We're going to run the ball, and we're going to be able to stop the run. And so, but the offensive line sometimes takes the most amount of time because the development, the learning, the working as a 5-man unit, and that was an area when we first walked in the door that needed probably the most improvement. And now we've got all of them back. Obviously John Thomas, who's here with us today, is kind of the anchor of that. But we have kids that have played, that have changed their bodies, that have some experience. So I would like to hope that can be a strength of this team. But we focused on that, being a better, we got to finish in the, inside the 5 a little bit better. We got to make sure we pick up every 3rd and short and just try to focus on being a team that stays on the field in those moments. Last game of the season, we're right there on the 2-yard line against Sanford, and we got to punch it in. And those are things we've talked about. The kids know that, and we've been pretty deliberate on trying to improve those areas.
When you look at just that chase of that first postseason play, the first conference championship, what would it mean to you to finally break through for Mercer? Do you feel like that would just, because we always talk about you're always chasing that goal, once you get there it's easier the second time, easier the third time. Do you feel like you guys are right there?
I do. I think we've had ourselves in position, and we got a lot of kids back. But honestly, I'm a Georgia native. My dad was a high school coach in Georgia for 35 years. It meant a lot to me to have the opportunity to be the Mercer head coach and to try to build something special there. So certainly wanting to give Mercer University its first SoCon championship. Those are things that are certainly in the back of my mind. You want to do that for the university. You want to. I'm like I said, I know a lot of people enjoy just being from the state of Georgia, wanting to do that for your state. But still at the same time, to get those things accomplished, you can't look at those things. You got to just concentrate on the everyday things. But it certainly would be special to have that opportunity and be able to get that done.
Coach, I appreciate your time. Good luck on this upcoming season.
Yeah, appreciate it.